Ancestral Land was very interesting to watch. I was so curious as to where it was going, and the shots were so beautiful. The cinematography, the lighting, I really enjoyed just watching it and seeing where it was going to go, but it had me very curious. And for me, the message was not to disrespect your ancestry, to respect it and not be greedy. I just really loved it. I thought it was really nice, and the music was lovely too, and the acting was very good, just very subtle. So great job.
I really liked the costumes, music, and sort of visual editing effects within Ancestral Land. I thought it really gave it a sense of story like, fairy tale like vibe, and not quite real, not quite here, but also not quite there. And I really liked how the almost filters with the colors helped contribute to that impression.
This film is so well conceived, and it really makes you think how harmful people can be to the natural world for profit. I love the elevated soundtrack and the dark tone it takes when he is axing the tree, like big-scale tracks from Hollywood films. The performances were so good in this film. They didn't need to say anything and yet were very expressive. Well done.
This one had a really cool fantasy vibe to it, of course, shot really beautifully. Uh, just liked what they did visually with this one, and the sound as well. Really sets the tone here. Kind of just draws you in, keeps you wondering. There's that bit of mystery that comes with all fantasy of what's kind of going on, and it was just really captivating that way.
It's a very interesting film. I mean, it's a parable, really. It's I love that it's framed within the context of a fantasy story, although it's really a story all about today. To me, it's an environmental cautionary tale. We're seeing a guy profit from destroying trees, and when confronted with the reality of what he's doing, the tree taking this form of this elfin woman, he gives it up, he stops, but the axe is still there for someone else to take up. So it's there's a lot in this. It's very heavy. It was very well done. The actors did a really nice job. They were very real, very convincing. I love the filmmaking aspect of it, and that the directing, the editing, the script, everything was so nice, and that there was not one word spoken in this, and yet we knew what was going on. We got the deeper allegory of it for sure. I also liked a lot just kind of the visual reference of him hitting the tree and producing coins. It reminds me a bit of Legend of Zelda. That had to have been in their mind. The guy was dressed kind of like Link and all this. So it tapped into a little bit of pop culture knowledge there. So very well done, very nicely done. Good message. Good luck with this film.
Watching the film Ancestral Land, I felt that it was beautifully captured. I think the color correction did a lot to convey shifts in mood and tone. I think that the score was haunting and compelling and helped to build tension. Overall, I think that my takeaway from the film would be that this individual has a clear appreciation for and connection to the land, and it grants him a gift, in this case the axe, in order to attain wealth and use the land in a way that is productive. But when he becomes greedy and takes too much from the land, which I think in this case is perhaps symbolized by the elf, he sees the damage that he has done and how it is affecting the land, and he decides to give that gift back and return to his appreciation and love and care for the land instead.
So I just wanted to say a great job on Ancestral Lands. I think it was just a strong metaphor for how I feel like humans have a tendency to take from nature without thinking of the repercussions of it. And I really think you guys did a really strong job with kind of world building. Like, I think you guys kind of created a really believable world down to the wardrobe. And I thought the visual effects were super interesting as well, and I was very impressed by those. just the way, you know, the hacking the tree kind of showed on her face. I thought that was super interesting and just a nice touch. And, you know, you told a story without dialogue, which is, you know, hard to do sometimes, but you did a really great job, so congrats.
Ancestral Lands was really well done. I think, you know, I don't want to compare it to the Lorax, but it has a similar, you know, root message of this, you know, betrayal of the natural world and greed over, you know, sustainability. And that's, it's similar between the two. So I guess that's why I thought of them both. But I really enjoy this, you know, I don't want to call it suspenseful, but it's not, there's not a lot of words, and the way you pace the entire piece alongside the soundtrack and really allow the story and the scenery to swell. And while this man goes back and tries to, you know, make up for these losses, it's just not, you know, the damage is done and it's still there. And I think, you know, within these current times, that's a theme that's becoming more and more prevalent in the real world. And this was a great way of expressing that creatively and showing the, you know, the detriment of causing harm to these ancestral lands. So just overall, really well done, really interesting concept, and very well portrayed.